Let us welcome the eighth speaker. The eighth speaker is Mr. Taiga Harada. His speech title is Question the Wall. Question the Wall. So, Mr. Harada, please.
Sorry again. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, distinguished judges and questioner. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take your eyes off me for this 8 minutes, and please enjoy my speech with your ears and your eyes. Okay. Hi, Johnny. Oh, hi, Hanako. This is a pen. What's so exciting about this conversation? I'm very curious that whether Japanese people can enjoy English by starting off with such conversation. It's such a shame that many Japanese people hesitate and feel that it is hard to deal with English. I want everyone to know that learning and using English is just fun. I don't want anyone to create a wall against English. Therefore, through my English speech, I'll remove those walls which many Japanese people have and make you feel that using English is fun. After my speech, I hope everyone here could also be a trigger to remove those walls. Okay then, why do many Japanese people have those walls against English? According to Beness's survey about teenagers' English education held in 2014, over 70% of teenagers feel that grammar, writing, listening, and speaking is hard. Adding to this, over 70% of them feel that they are required to use English in the future. Moreover, according to the Institute for International Business Communication, no matter what kind of business each companies do, over 75% of Japanese companies use English, and over 60% of them requires new graduate English skills. Whether or not English is really needed to get a job, people have an image and feeling pressure that they have to be a good English user. As we get older, this fetish of English gets stronger and stronger, and eventually creates a wall against English. I guess everyone here has some kind of interest in English. For those of you, I must emphasize 2 things. Firstly, this might be an overstatement, but we Japanese people cannot be a native speakers. No matter how hard we study English, we could not reach that level. Therefore, what we should set as a goal when we study English is to be a good English users as a Japanese. Secondly, English is not just a tool to earn credits or salary. It's simply a tool for communication. I'm not standing here and delivering this speech to achieve those prizes, but to share my sense of value and have fun. See, you don't have to feel any pressure to be master of English. By the way, I said I'm not delivering this speech to achieve those prizes, but I do want to visit Seb Island, and this cup is just the cup I was looking for to drink some beers, so please don't forget about that. Okay then. Okay. So, how could we enjoy using English? Since we could not avoid the situation which English is surrounding us, we should think of a way of using it. And I think the key for it is to have a courage to ask a question. I'll show you some example. Hey, how are you doing? Or, sorry, could you tell me how I can solve this math problem? Or, hey, sweetie, do you want to have some cup of tea with me? Oh, no? Oh, okay. Like this, not all the time, but question could create a conversation. However, you might have thought, even though I ask a question, I can't catch the words, so what's the point of asking it? You're right, so I'll show you one simple step before actually asking a question. That is, speech shadowing. Speech shadowing is to repeat the word immediately after hearing it. Compared to just reading the text aloud, it is more effective to achieve some techniques of English like grammar, pronunciation, listening skills, and so on. Not to get bored, I recommend you to shadow the words of TV shows, especially shows for small children, because it is more easier to listen, repeat, and understand. Actually, this was also my first step to enjoy using English. I watched lots of TV shows, and then I started copying some phrases like, Pikachu, I choose you. And then I started having fun using English. After we have trained our listening skills, now we are ready to actually ask a question. However, if you just try to talk to a foreigner walking around there, they might think you're a bit strange person. So I recommend you to visit some popular sightseeing places. There'll be lots of visitors waiting for you to have some conversation. Moreover, if you're a student, how about asking a question to your English teacher after the class? Don't just run out of the classroom after the bell has rang. Just stay there and start a conversation. See, there are plenty of chances around you. Since my father had a job in London, I also moved there when I was 5. At first, I knew no English, and my school life was very, very stressful. The situation which mysterious words flying around me was really, really frightening. One day, my parents gave me advice to have a courage to ask a question about what you don't know. At first, it was very frightening for me because I couldn't imagine what they will say in a mysterious language. However, I didn't want it to stand still days, so I took a step forward and had a little courage and asked a question. Hey, what are you doing? To one of my classmates. Then he answered me with a big smile, kindness, and eventually we became a best friend. I felt a big relief, fulfillment, and above all, I came to notice the warmth of the people. Then I realized that English is nothing frightening, and all I had to do was to have a small courage. As we study English, we notice many differences between native speakers or model English which we use to learn the language, and then we calmly think we cannot be like them and create a wall against English. At that time, ask that wall a question. Do we really have to be like them? The answer will simply be no. If there are hundreds of millions of English users, there will be hundreds of millions of ways to use English. You don't have to be the same as others. Use your English how you want to. However, I do understand that when you encounter a chance to actually using English, you instinctively create a wall because there still remains some small fear. At that time, again, ask a question like, hey, how are you? And bang, smash that wall to see who you are really facing. The 8 minutes on this stage was amazing, and I enjoyed a lot. And I was able to enjoy this stage because I had a small courage, a courage to ask a question about what I didn't know. The moment which I learned and I earned lots of knowledge and emotions filled up my empty room. And the moment I recognized this, I came to notice that to have a small courage and to take a small step forward is what I just needed. So everyone, please have a small courage and take a small step forward. Then you will find that enjoyable moment in your life. And I hope you can find that moment when you study English. Thank you for listening.
Now we have a question and answer session. Mr. Tamura, please.
Hi, Taiga-san, how are you today?
Very excited. I mean,
Okay.
I had lots of audiences. It's so great to see everyone here.
All right, good. Thanks for sharing your experience on English. And I was so inspired by your speech, and I know that the importance of asking questions. So let me ask you some questions.
Yes.
Okay? You said you love English.
Yes.
How did you become interested in English?
Well, it's kind of a bit annoying for maybe someone, but because I had the chance to live in London, I was able to learn English a lot. And when I came back to Japan, I was kind of able to show off my English skill, and I came to kind of be motivated by that. And well, because I kind of learned a lot in London, everyone asked me how I can do English, and then I kept on finding other ways of other enjoyable thing in English.
What other benefits did you get from you're very good at English? What is the benefit that you got from being so good in English?
Okay, one thing is that I had a good score in TOEIC, and I applied that to the school, and then I was able to not take the English class, and I was able to get the S grade for the credit without taking the class. I think that was one big benefit. I was able to sleep for that time, which everyone was studying so hard.
What do you think of the current English program, the current English curriculum in Japan?
Okay, one big problem is that the government is kind of working on to educate the small children, but the point is that the teachers in primary school are not ready to teach. They don't have the courage, or not the courage, but the thing. I mean, they don't have enough. They aren't educated enough to teach. So they are still anxious about teaching. So I think one big problem is that there aren't enough teachers who are enough educated and are ready.
And what would you do to improve that point?
Well, the best way, I think, is that the government spend a lot more so that those teachers who aren't ready to teach children to send to an English-speaking country and give those teachers another chance to be educated so that they can teach another next generations. So at first, before we students will be educated, I think the government should kind of move on, kind of work on those teachers. That's what I think. That's the best way.
Do you think English should be the official language in any Japanese corporations?
If that will be an obstacle for those workers, then I think no. But English, many foreign countries are kind of imported in Japan, so I think many Japanese people should have a high level of English skills, but I don't think it's necessary for the company to set the English as an official language.
Here is the last question, and this is your 1-minute speech opportunity. This statement disagrees with what you said, so I want you to refute this statement. When you want to start a conversation with someone you've never met before, it would be better to introduce yourself first, rather than asking a question first. How do you refute?
I totally agree with you. So, everyone, please don't forget to introduce yourself at first. So if you kind of meet someone, say, oh, hi. Well, I think greeting is important. And that's enough to introduce yourself at first. So don't forget to kind of greet and then say excuse me, can you tell the way or something? And then if you are kind of made a good relationship with them, then you can kind of talk on and talk about yourself a lot more. Because, at first time and you meet someone on the street, you aren't having a good relationship with them. So I don't think you should kind of introduce yourself a lot, so it really depends on the situation. So if it was a class, then you should introduce yourself hi, I'm Taiga from Rikyo University. I'm currently working on English, and I really like eating yakiniku and so on, and that kind of thing. And at the end, don't forget to say thank you. That's what I think is really important when you have a conversation with someone.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tamura. Now the Q&A session is over. Thank you, Ms. Harada.